Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech, and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain live from Crypto TV Plus. I am Huobi Global. Now, we'll be talking about the Metaverse as a disruptive emerging technology. So as we established last time we discussed this same subject, the Metaverse is a world beyond the universe. Now in the Metaverse, virtual lands, avatars, and even buildings can be bought and sold. This is the most often done using cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Now, many of the metaverses in existence today are powered by blockchain technology. And to transact on these virtual worlds, a user would need a cryptocurrency or a non-fungible token, commonly known as NFTs. Now, a lot of the play-to-earn games we have today have their own metaverses with native cryptocurrencies. Now, these cryptocurrencies are used both for transactions and to receive in-game assets and rewards. Now, to just sum it up, the bridge between the virtual and physical worlds within the decentralized and open source worlds is known as the Metaverse. Now, our focus today will be on the concept of the Metaverse. We'll explore how this emerging disruptive technology can revolutionize the technology space globally. And joining us to dig deep into this fascinating concept is Henry Chukwuka, founder of crypto savings app Muna, and Emeka Ezike, Business Development Manager at Huobi Global, one of the leading global crypto exchanges. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. So I'll start off with you, Henry. Now, for the uninitiated or those who do not seem to know, can you just help us with your own perception of what you understand by a metaverse?
Okay, I think, okay, guys, it's nice to be here and to talk about this trending technology. Not just that it's trending, it's actually very interesting, but it might need some time from us. So for me, personally, as simple as I can put Metaverse for now is that it's actually a virtual space that is shared by different people on the internet. So unlike an experience I have that on the internet that only I can share, but Metaverse is like, it is virtual, it is not real, but it's just like a virtual representation of the real life experiences we have on our own world. So it's just a virtual part of it, and there, not just me, it's there a lot of people, and we can do a lot of things we do on the real life right there on the Metaverse. I can buy, I can sell, I can play football, I can do a lot of things on the Metaverse. So that's as simple as I can make it for now.
Oh, fascinating. So over to you, Emeka. The same question. What do you understand by the Metaverse? Can you simplify it briefly for us?
Okay, great. So generally, I just want to say the Metaverse has been a cumulative of things coming together to give people a digital reality of themselves. So it's going to change. It's going to be a game changer. So let's say I want to have a moment in time of something I can actually experience real life, like being in Afghanistan in a game, having a real life experiment of how it means to be a soldier in Afghanistan. Now, it's a couple of things coming together, bringing a moment that occurred somewhere else and you being able to bring it to a digital form of yourself, being in that moment. So I think Metaverse is our social life, that's the social media, bringing in the cryptocurrency, bringing in different form of experiences into a digital form, creating that time, giving people an opportunity to create that digital life, that moment they can experience in time with a digital form of themselves. So metaverse in essence is just it's like an experience, like a moment of experience of time. Like you can actually have this physically, but you can have an experience playing table tennis with the world best table tennis guy, Federer in metaverse. So metaverse is bringing another form. It could become more of importance to people to have that digital life than having their physical life, because it will be more of experience of moment that you can never ever achieve in real life. Having that experience to meet and think about how this will change the way we do interviews moving forward. Since the life, so imagine an interview in metaverse. So metaverse will become a digital life experience that would match with your physical life. So there is a transition of the way people would experience things. So yeah, thank you.
Fantastic stuff, Emeka. So now, the metaverse has been getting huge attention recently. We've seen games like Fortnite. We've seen movies like the movie by Steven Spielberg. I meant to say, Ready Player One, and there's a huge attention. It seems like it's the hot topic now. Now, Henry, what do you think has been the drivers of this massive attention on the metaverse?
Okay. One of the big drivers is, people would actually adopt anything that is going to give them advantage. Advantage like it's going to save them time, it's going to bring them efficiency, and it's going to reduce cost for them. Now, like I said earlier, that metaverse is just like a virtual representation of things that can happen in our real life. But on the part of the metaverse, there are some of the limitations we can have. We can see it on metaverse because on the side of metaverse, we see more of possibilities. Now, like Emeka talked about, for example, interviews, bringing in the idea, the concept, and innovation of metaverse into situations like interviews. Now, imagine you are prepared or you want to get interviewed for a job you applied, and now you have a lot of things, a lot of barriers. It might be raining that day, it might be insecurity on the road traveling and meeting up with time. You see, the already system we have comes with a lot of disadvantage, but the metaverse of itself is going to let us actualize the same result we want to do with our traditional pattern, but the only thing is it doesn't come along with the troubles and barriers that comes with the traditional system, the reward system. So imagine I having a meetup with my colleagues in Russia, in US, and stuff like that. Why I might not be able to, like, there are several reasons that I cannot be able to travel to a certain location to attend a certain meeting or to meet a certain person. Imagine it during the COVID. Even if you have funds to attend some seminars and all of that, it's like COVID won't allow you to do that. But see, metaverse, it gives you that same experience. It doesn't come with the troubles, it gives you that same experience. We actualize the same results. So metaverse actually is going to help us do more with less. So it brings efficiency,
Fantastic.
it saves time and speed. So obviously, everyone is going to go after a technology that does this for them. So that's what I see from my perspective. Personally, I will do that.
Okay, superb stuff, Henry. Now, Emeka, in as much as we have seen or we've come to understand that the metaverse is going to revolutionize the technology sector, but now some skeptics believe that this metaverse, being a virtual world, might actually make some people lose touch with reality. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you're correct. Anything that takes people lose touch from reality actually could psychologically affect the way people interact with humans or their fellow people. I have no argument with that, but I feel the way that the metaverse might be built with the augmented reality might actually also find a way to put that form of interaction where you're interacting with individuals. So you should not be able to say you lost maybe if someone could be shy in real life, but in the metaverse, you have this this way of not being able to, you can freely express yourself. So you can't actually always compare the digital life. You see what happened already on social media. People could be, insultive, talkative on social media, but when you see them real life, they can be quiet and, kind of withdrawn from people. So yes, there is no argument to that. But I feel as development goes on Metaverse, they will find a way to be able to bring people to measure how they would react in real life, to be able to understand is not mentally affecting or behavior or human behaviors. So I think this is all part of what AI will be helping to build in with Metaverse. I actually had, during the COVID, I was working in the Metaverse office space. So my office, I had an office desk. It was this company called Value. Yeah. So we come into this office daily, and you see us moving around. We had a unique name, so we were interacting in the metaverse. But I think the way my CEO then tried to make it fun was that we also still had this visual conferences on that metaverse to ensure that for us to know that we're talking to ourselves, that we're not talking to cartoons and all that. So I think people would look at this and find a way to ensure they embed the human feeling, but it's going to affect surely. But I think technology will find a way to.
Nicely put, Emeka, if I can just come in there. So we'll pick it up right after this commercial. Stay with us.
This is the face I make when I buy a shitcoin. Hold on. Hi! In the crypto world, there are a lot of slangs used by crypto experts, and one of them is shitcoin. What is shitcoin? A shitcoin is a slang for a coin that has no value and is basically worthless.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Inside Blockchain, live from Crypto TV Plus. Now, today's edition of the Inside Blockchain Show is brought to you by OKX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. So I'm still here with Henry Chukwuka, founder of crypto savings app Muna, and Emeka Ezike, the business development manager at Huobi Global, the leading global crypto exchange. And we are still exploring the workings of the Metaverse. Now, Henry, recently Facebook has announced that it has changed its company name to Meta. Now, the new name reflects the company's growing ambitions beyond social media. Facebook, now known as Meta, has adopted the new name based on the sci-fi term Metaverse, like we've previously explained. Now, they did this to describe their vision for working and playing in a virtual world. Now, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think is the future for, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp? What do you think is the future, in light of this new adoption?
Okay. I think some weeks back I read a lot of articles and content around it. Okay. So I think every technologies, a lot of people, companies, and different people, visionaries and pioneers have to carry it along, and not just Facebook. I'm very sure that there are still a lot of people that are working around a lot of innovations towards metaverse, VR, and AR. Now, what I think is I cannot actually comment on that of Facebook. For I think they publicly made some publications about they made some publications about why they did it and what they are working towards. But at the end of the day, we see that they want to improve experience. They want to improve experience, and they want to make people kind of communicate more. It's going to help people communicate more and get closer. That's the word they are building, as far as I know. They want to make people change how people communicate, how people link up. Like a lot of people are talking about what they were being skeptic about, metaverse and all of things. But you see, when you look at the situation during COVID, what internet technology did to education, I would even be flexible to welcome metaverse. Because imagine a lot of journeys, interviews. We can recall about an event where a young lady went for an interview and she lost her life. someone's daughter, and
Wow,
like this is someone's
that's a
sister.
pity.
And you can imagine this is something that Metaverse is going to put away. It's not like people are even going to be attached to the artificial world. People would even have time for their family more. If someone doesn't need to travel 6 to 8 hours going to Abuja for an interview, this is an interview this person can take right in their home using in a metaverse, and the reality is same. They see this person and they converse as if it's real life, except with the difficulty that comes with it. Over the years, social communication networks is going to grow. It's going to grow beyond this. The experience has to grow. We went from simple testing, emailing. From simple emailing, we got to the point of sending requests. We started to have following system. We started to have commenting system. All this is trying to bring the world closer. Now we are moving towards, like Facebook did. They are now adopting the technology of metaverse and the likes. You see that they want to make it closer, and so far, I think the end goal of it is going to be something better than what we have now. I don't know what it looks like, but obviously it's going to be something better than now, with closer and realer experience, I would say. So I think that is not just them. It's going to evolve around, not just in social networks, even in working tools like Zoom, Slack, all working tools team use for working. It's going to spread to those angles, to everywhere that two humans can interact, two or more humans can interact. Metaverse is going to crawl into them all. That is it. That is what I think.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So, Emeka, now in light of the Facebook name change, now we learned that recently that they discovered that there is an already existing science and technology company with the same name, Meta, and now there's a little bit of a quagmire because the existing company said that they would not change the name for less than $20 million. Now, in light of this development, we also learned that Facebook had issues, whistleblowing issues with one of its former employees and all that. So, do you think that some of these factors actually give rise to the name change, from Facebook to Meta? Or do you think it's actually because they wanted to embrace the metaverse technology? Just help us with an explanation on that.
First of all, yeah, it's great to know that Facebook is a data company. Before, and social network is just the face of the data company, and this people who understand how to study people because they look at people's data daily, and this is part of their job. Now, they've actually studied the way human beings are kind of evolving with interaction online. And if you notice, they bought Oculus, and buying Oculus was just a chance to experiment on what Oculus could be more than just, VR and all that, playing games and all that. They were already experimenting. They already had this at the back of their books. Remember, Facebook is a public listed company. You can't just wake up and change the name to Meta. This is a decision that has been maybe 3 months, 6 months fighting in the boardroom and trying to say, we have to change the name. This is the vision the company wants to drive. So I'll tell you that this was not just a one day someone just woke up from sleep and say, oh, we want to build this. This is something that was intentional. The first bought Oculus, and they've experimented with Oculus for long. And if you know, they are launching, they're building an Horizon. Horizon is a workspace which is being worked on by Facebook. And Horizon is So what I'm trying to say is that the decision was intentional, was a smart move to give them a new face to the world. Like a lot of bash and backlash have been on the Facebook, their work model and the way privacy, whistleblowing and all that. Yeah, so they want to rebrand and give people that now they are more not just a data company or a social network company. We are more like a technology company. So Facebook is trying to send a message to the world. We are not just a social network anymore. We are now a technology company driving a message for the future, like trying to push a narrative that would change the way the world communicate with themselves in the future. So it's actually a smart move by the team.
That's good. But can you just comment on the recent development that there's an already existing science and technology company, with the same name, and they're refusing to change the name for, if Facebook doesn't settle above $20 million. So what do you think at this point now? It seems like it's a dilemma. What do you think will play out?
Facebook Facebook is more than a country. Like when I mean more than a country, they are richer than lots of African countries combined together. So it's a small joke for them to find a way to handle that. Even if it's $20 million, $50 million, if Facebook wants you to get fuse, they can swallow you up. You know, with time, the company might not have the brand awareness Facebook have and easily swallowed away in the ocean. Or Facebook can say, oh, let's just give them some money for them to get lost. But it's two options here. Facebook might decide to become so big that the other meta companies, you know, are not recognized or their names are not recognized. Whenever anybody, maybe 1 billion users here, Meta, they think of Facebook. They have the social power. They have not just the social power. They have the financial power, you know, to make you get lost with PR. And so it's just a decision. They just sit down on a round table and say, oh, well, let's just pay them the $20 million so they get lost. Or we just use PR, social media, our influence. They have Instagram, they have Facebook, which are socially powerful, and they can use that to just swallow up that company. So it's not a big deal.
Great stuff, Emeka. But we just hope they find a way to resolve it, so we don't have a similar, situation like when the eNaira was about to launch, and then a company came up and sued the eNaira for copyright infringement. So we just hope they find a way to actually arrive at a peaceful resolution, so that both parties can move on.
Yeah,
peacefully.
like I said, this is a company with smart people. They have lots of smart people in the company. And trust me, this is the job of some people's job are just to use, they have a legal team, they have whatever it takes. Facebook has the tools to ensure that the meta name clashing won't be an issue for a long run. If you notice that the eNaira situation has been ignored by the CBN, because they know no matter what the situation is, the government has the facility, the tools, the resources to ensure that the other guy with the eNaira gets to negotiate at the right point. And so I know that Facebook will play the cards right, and we hopefully see that clashing and name situation would just be no issue for a long time.
Yeah, great stuff, Emeka. Thank you so much. So let's take a breather. We'll pick it up right after this commercial. Stay with us.
What does cryptocurrency actually mean? Who created Bitcoin? And how secure is the blockchain technology? Well, thanks to the innovative technology of the blockchain, which was created by Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto, what couldn't be done before suddenly became quite easy for everyone to do. And to show how revolutionary the blockchain technology is,
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back. If you're still joining us, this is Inside Blockchain, live from Crypto TV Plus. So I'm still here with Henry Chukwuka, the founder and CEO of the crypto savings app Muna, and Emeka Ezike, the business development manager at Huobi Global. Huobi Global is a leading cryptocurrency exchange. Now, I'll start off with you, Henry. Can you hear me? I'll start off with you, Henry. Now, we recently learned that your app, the crypto savings and payment app Muna, has unveiled its governance token with the ticker Muna. Now, the company made the announcement on Tuesday, 19th of October. Now, we learned that Muna is a utility token and also the governance token of the Muna cryptocurrency wallet. So can you just run us through, with the journey so far, the Muna journey, and the type of solutions you provide and what the future is looking like for the Muna ecosystem? Henry?
All right. Thank you so much. Last year, we started Muna, and we started it out as a simple savings app for crypto. And the reason is because there are a lot of opportunities right there on DeFi, decentralized finance. And one of them is the access to savings options. And looking at the rate of inflation rate, how you save your money, and at the end of the year or over a period of time, you find out that this money you save is getting more and more worthless. Even if the numeric value is the same, but the actual value of what the money you are saving is dying off daily. So we started out with Muna, and we started out with supporting Waves and USDN. USDN is a stable coin like USDT, but it's backed by Waves. So we had a feature called the savings, the USDN savings on Muna. And as people save their USDN on Muna, they are able to earn daily interest that are paid out in USD, that is dollar savings, and you earn dollar interest. Now, the interest is simply generated by mining that is happening, block validations like mining that is happening on the Waves blockchain. So in this case, we do not need to hold people's fund, invest it anywhere so that they can earn interest, but rather every staked fund is like Muna is just like a gateway to let people access DeFi. So when they stake through Muna, it is locked on a neutrino protocol that is based on Waves. So this protocol actually rewards people daily for saving on Muna. And we added the feature of swapping, buying BTC, ETH, and Waves as well on the Muna app, and we have USDT as well. And we also have payment feature which comes with receipt. When you pay people or people pay you, they can be able to issue receipts. Now that's what we started out with. And as you mentioned, we launched the Muna token. The reason is simple. As builders, we build and people use. And
Exactly.
we think that our users are in better position to know what they want. They know what is out there, some solutions that they seek. And rather than spending a lot of money trying to find this information, we could make a community token, and it's like people's IDs, like their what passport is to Nigerians. Nigerian passport, what it is to Nigerians, is also what the Muna token is to Muna users. So with this Muna token, people can be able to vote for new coins for us to add. Hey guys, we want to add this token. And when we look at the response of our community, if they vote and say, come on, add it or add this feature, we can know the direction to head. Although we have our own directions, we'll be able to get quality feedback and know that the people that are making this contribution are actual users, not some random people. Okay, so that's what the Muna token is all just going to be about. It will help us to select projects. We know the project that our community wants, the project that they don't want. So that is how we brought about the Muna governance token. And it is also going to be something that we want to use to use the blockchain technology to its full power as far as loyalty is concerned. Because when you do activities, you buy BTC, you buy USDN, whatever activity you do on Muna app that brings value to our ecosystem, that is how you earn Muna token as well. When you save USDN, you earn Muna token. You save BTC, you earn continuously like that. So it's like your voting is your power, is your right when you are a Muna user. So basically, that is what it is. And
Absolutely sublime
future,
stuff. Yes, absolutely sublime stuff. So, can you just run us through what the future looks like for the Muna ecosystem?
yeah, for us, for the Muna ecosystem, there are a lot of things that is going to come up, and majorly one of them is people are actually going to transition over the years. Like I saw an announcement recently of two ISPs in Nigeria. I think that's Airtel and MTN that got some license to do what is related to finance and payment. And this is the space of finance is going to be a place that is going to be tug of war for people. Everybody wants to put in their heads and try to pull and gain value from this space. But what technology, the blockchain technology currently offers, we have not started tapping into it because currently Muna pays up to 10 to 15% interest in dollar. Now, if you bring it down to Naira conversion, that is running over to 20 to 25% without any kind of pyramid scheme. And what we have currently, I still find it difficult to make payments outside and to receive payment. We should be looking at working seriously to improve payment, savings. People are going to get savings and pull a lot of value from decentralized platforms. We should be having, you'll be able to lend and you'll be able to borrow with DeFi coming on Muna in coming, let's say from next year, a lot of it. And some features I actually cannot talk about. But lending, borrowing, and everything that has to do with finance powered by blockchain, we are coming on it.
Great stuff, Henry. Great stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely sublime stuff. So the Muna app can actually be downloaded from the Google Play Store for those who are interested. Just download it and you get started. So Emeka, over to you. So in light of the metaverse, what do you think is the future? Are we going to see more blockchain startups, projects keying into the metaverse? What do you think is the future? What does it look like for the metaverse?
I wanted to say something, but it might look like a joke. Um, Imagine the Nigeria election happening on the metaverse, and people with their voter card don't have to come and face the situation of thugs and all that, because the metaverse is kind of secured. It's an obscure space. Nobody can actually, except hackers can maybe try to affect and replicate individuals on the metaverse. But remember that with the blockchain, everyone will have an identity on the metaverse. So the identity will be transparent, and each and every one registration on the metaverse will also be transparent and be trackable when you use fake people, to try to replicate them on the metaverse. And imagine these people coming on the metaverse. This is advanced stuff. I don't think we're getting there anytime soon. But the future of this is that the workspace technology will be improved. The banking situation will be improved. The gaming reality of gaming will be sport. No, I want to get involved. Just imagine Olympics on metaverse. So I can actually apply for Olympics, but maybe I'm a good maybe gamer and all that. Bringing the metaverse to some things we already do in the physical will become the game changer for people. You will find out more jobs are being created because there are lots of more opportunities. Like what the social media did, created social media manager, that manager, digital marketers, and all that. The metaverse will create new form of job opportunities. You might find out they will have something like the gatekeeper, people who watch over people on a certain metaverse or the workspace, and you'll be surprised funny jobs will come up from the metaverse. So the metaverse is something you have to look out for, because a lot of big companies are already going into, and their first target is the B2B space, whereby look at Facebook is creating Horizon to ensure that they can bring a virtual workplace to the people. So maybe next year you will hear that a company like UBA, you don't have to come to work. Everybody stay at home, but they have a virtual reality place that people do work. You come to work the normal way, you resume. You don't have to think of the downfalls in Lagos. Once you wake up, you wear maybe your Oculus and you are a certain branch attending to people also who could come into the bank virtually, paying in cash and all that, maybe transferring, maybe you can't pay physical cash, but maybe e-Naira. Thank God for e-Naira. So maybe in that way you could do transactions in e-Naira on the metaverse. So the metaverse is actually going to, help cut down some kind of, as the world population expands, it will help cut down some
Cut in there, Mecca. Sorry to cut in. I feel we should also actually look at some of the environmental concerns, because you actually made you made a point now when you referenced the finance. You can actually see people who work in a bank and have a virtual workspace where they can come to work and carry out financial transactions. So if we look at the environmental concerns, what do you have to say about it? Because we need to understand that operating or running the metaverse technology requires a lot of energy. It requires a lot of computational energy. So what are your thoughts on the environmental concerns, Emeka?
So I think environmental concern has been a global situation, and everyone needs to take care of the planet. And that's why a lot of people are thinking of going green. Even Bitcoin miners, I'm actually opportunity to be one of the research and development team of Bitcoin mining, a Bitcoin mining company in DC. We actually shifted from using the normal kind of electricity to solar or green energy. Even the team actually had to build out a wind power generation stuff for the mining stuff. And the situation is that everyone is thinking, how can we actually go green? So I think for the energy consumption, yeah, it might be a situation, but the world is developing rapidly. There are a lot of people dedicating their time to bringing out a way that they can actually ensure that technology doesn't become a problem to the environment, and trying to look for alternative ways to solve this problem for the world. Yeah.
That's nice. So I was asking, because the conversation of metaverse, you can't actually separate it from NFTs. So, is there a possibility of the Muna ecosystem, diving into NFTs and the metaverse anytime soon?
For NFT is I think is something that we can access. Yes, we thought about that once the time is ripe, and there are much more day-to-day use and re-implementation of NFT. We can have an NFT marketplace, and people be able to buy and sell NFT with other assets that are on the on Muna, and that is for sure coming up in future. But for the metaverse is, I think for now, the real work is going to be infrastructure and platforms. Would be in future. I'm very sure that even for our company QURU Lab, we should be seeing a possibility for us to work with tools and APIs and a lot of the SaaS services that are going to be offering metaverse solutions. We won't need to set up our own infrastructure or platform. So I think at this point, what we have is there are people trying to set up the infrastructure, the background, the foundation of this technology and innovation called metaverse. But the time of would I just call it retail consumption is when it comes, we can see what role we can play. How it's going to look like, we don't know yet. But until then, we'll know. But
Great
it's a
stuff.
welcome
Great
development.
stuff. Yes, great stuff. And thank you so much, Henry. Thank you so much, Emeka. Your contributions to the topic, the fascinating topic of the metaverse, has been well received. And I must commend you for coming on the show to share from your wealth of experience. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And that will be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Kindly follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter at CryptoTV to get daily info on our programs. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, CryptoTV Plus, for more amazing video contents. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain is brought to you by OKX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Just visit www.okx.com to get started. Thank you for staying with us. I am Huobi Global. Till next week.